Well, hey there, and welcome back for my fourth video for my blog, www.everydayvampire.com. And today I wanted to answer a question that's been bothering me since I was diagnosed, and that is, why is weight loss a trigger for an acute attack of porphyria? And this has infuriated me for a while because, as you know, I do bodybuilding, and most people who go to the gym and they work out, they don't just do it so that they can lift more weight. There are some people, strongmen, do that. They just want to lift as much as possible. But for me, I wanted to get strong, look good, lose weight, all of the usual things when you work out that, that come with it, that you are striving for. But how can you do that without, having this acute attack? How do you take care of that? Well, considering my AIP, my acute intermittent porphyria, was triggered by weight loss, I had to know. So for the past couple of weeks, I've been trying to find research on this, and as you know, porphyria is not one of those diseases that's got a lot of interest in it, so it's been a bit of digging. I didn't know what it was because, it doesn't really make sense. I thought maybe when you lost weight, your blood levels changed, and maybe you had more iron in your blood, or what was it? Was there an exasperation to your enzymatic levels? What was going on? So I finally found it. I did find it, and it's a bit complicated. It's a bit of a biology lesson, so hold in there with me. If you go back to my first video when I talk about what AIP is, you know that the problem with AIP begins in the production of heme, and heme is produced in your liver and is predominantly used as the building block for red blood cells. The enzymes that we are deficient in utilize heme precursors, or porphyrins, to create heme. A deficiency in this enzyme means that there is unused heme precursors, or porphyrins, that just kind of float around and wreak havoc on your system. So what does that have to do with losing weight? Well, traditional weight loss basically tells us to lose fat, not just weight. To lose fat, we must operate in a caloric deficit. So this can be done through many different means: intermittent fasting, ketosis, or just good old-fashioned eating less. So the point is that you are sending signals to your body that you must utilize existing fat, existing resources as fuel. Well, when this happens, your body releases a metabolic protein called PCG-1A. Well, this protein tells your liver to start turning fat into glycogen, which glycogen then eventually gets turned into glucose, and glucose is turned into energy in the Krebs cycle. If you want to get more into it, I suggest taking up biology. This is what your body's supposed to do. This is great. This is how we survive famine. The problem is with the PCG-1A. PCG-1A is also a regulator for an enzyme called ALAS-1. Well, ALAS-1 is the first key enzyme in the production of heme. If you've studied fasting or caloric deficits, you know that the process of fasting induces the breakdown of old cellular tissue, old cells, old red blood cells, white blood cells. Do you get where I'm going with this? In someone with normal physiology, this is a great thing. However, in someone with porphyria, you have started to induce the creation of new heme, thus flooding your system with those heme precursors. So there it is. That's why weight loss is a trigger for porphyria. So what does that mean for somebody who wants to lose weight but suffers from porphyria, and you don't want to end up in the hospital from it? Well, unfortunately, it doesn't really mean anything good. It means a balancing act with your health and with weight loss. with keto, which is what I've tried to do and had some success in different areas, keto works by inducing ketosis in your liver. Uh, Basically, ketosis is burning fat for fuel, and it may be possible to do so in a way that maintains your porphyrin levels in your blood, but it has to be done incredibly carefully and correctly. Of all the high fat, low carb models I've seen, so Atkins, a regular keto diet, I want to say there's like Health Babe, something out there. Any of you keto people, I'm sure, would be able to point to lots of different ones. The best one I've seen, the most balanced one I've seen, is the Bulletproof diet. And that's because he focuses on a very high green veggie intake, along with the requisite high fat. Lots of grass-fed butter and coconut oils, MCTs, all of that fun stuff. I think it can possibly be done in such a way that you do not induce the PCG1A protein. If you have any feedback on that, I'd love to hear it. Right now, I am experimenting with my own body, trying to find something that works, because I love what keto does for me. It's helped me regulate hormones, helps me sleep, it's helped my skin, and all of the other fun stuff that keto does. But at the same time, it's been a struggle to keep my porphyria in check and all of that other fun stuff. So I think there's a way to do keto correctly and still be able to keep your porphyrin levels down. As far as fasting goes, though, don't quote me on this, I'm not a doctor, but I think somebody with porphyria should avoid it. I don't think in any way it's a good idea. In my own experiences, periods of fasting, I have induced acute symptoms in no more than 24 hours. And this may be because I'm already in a ketogenic state and have further burdened my system, or it may just be that I'm that sensitive to PCG-1A. So, there it is. That's that question answered. If you have any more questions about triggers or porphyria in general, go ahead and leave me a comment, and I'll do my best to research and answer them, or at least point you in the right direction. I have written up my sources and such and put them in my blog at www.everydayvampire.com. If you want to go ahead and check it out, that's great. Thanks for watching. If you want to continue on this journey with me, go ahead and subscribe, and you'll be notified when I put a new video up. If you like the video, hit the thumbs up button for me. I'm not sure what that does, but I mean, every thumbs up helps, right? And I will catch you next time when I'm gonna dive into the Krebs cycle and the ATP energy pathways and why those are a problem for people with porphyria. So I'll catch you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.